2104 species in genus Begonia. Begonias, a world of diversity. I've always been drawn to the vibrant colors and unique forms of the plant world. Among my favorites is the begonia, a main genus of the Begoniaceae family, boasting over 2,000 species. Each one seems to possess its own distinct personality, a testament to the incredible diversity within this single genus. From the delicate, almost ethereal blossoms of the Begonia rex to the bold, striking foliage of the Begonia masoniana, there's a begonia to capture everyone's imagination. A history of beauty. The begonia's story begins in the 17th century, when French botanist Charles Plumier first documented these plants in the West Indies. He named them in honor of Michel Begon, a fellow Frenchman and the then governor of Santo Domingo. Little did they know that this genus would become a global sensation, captivating plant enthusiasts for centuries to come. A kaleidoscope of forms. What truly fascinates me about begonias is their incredible variety. They come in all shapes and sizes, from compact, creeping varieties perfect for terrariums to towering giants that can reach several feet in height. Their leaves, too, are a source of endless fascination. Some are smooth and glossy, while others are textured with intricate patterns and hairs. And then there are the colors, a vibrant spectrum that spans the rainbow, from deep reds and purples to bright yellows and oranges. See full list at monsteraholic.com. More than just a pretty face. Begonias are more than just ornamental plants. In some cultures, they hold symbolic meaning. In China, for example, the red begonia symbolizes good luck and prosperity. They also have practical uses. Some species are even edible, with their leaves adding a tangy flavor to salads and other dishes. Is begonia a perennial? I've found that begonias can be both annuals and perennials depending on the type and climate. In my area, they behave like perennials because I live in a warmer region where they can survive the winter. Is begonia toxic to cats? When it comes to my cats, I have to be very careful because begonias are indeed toxic to them. I've had to ensure that the plants are placed in areas where the cats can't reach them to avoid any accidents. Do deer eat begonia? I've noticed that deer tend to avoid my begonias. This has been a relief because I have other plants in my garden that they seem to love munching on, but the begonias remain untouched. How much water does begonia need? Watering my begonias properly has been a bit of a learning curve. They like consistently moist soil, but not waterlogged. I water them thoroughly once the top inch of soil feels dry to the touch. Why are my begonia leaves turning brown? The brown leaves on my begonias were initially a mystery, but after some research and trial and error, I discovered it was due to inconsistent watering and sometimes fungal issues. I've been more diligent with their watering schedule and making sure there's good air circulation. Why is my begonia drooping? When my begonias started drooping, I realized it was usually because of underwatering or too much direct sunlight. I've since adjusted their location and watering routine, and they've perked up nicely. Are begonia flowers edible? I was curious about whether begonia flowers were edible, but after looking into it, I found out that they are not considered edible and can cause stomach issues if ingested, so I haven't tried tasting them. How much is a begonia pot? Begonia pots can vary in price depending on the size and type of the plant. I usually find a good-sized pot for around $10 to $20 at my local garden center. How to cut back a begonia. Cutting back my begonia involves trimming away any leggy or dead stems to encourage fuller growth. I usually do this with clean, sharp scissors to make sure I don't damage the plant. How to deadhead a begonia. Deadheading begonias has become a regular task for me. I gently pinch off the spent flowers just above the next set of leaves. This helps the plant focus its energy on producing new blooms. How to store begonia bulbs. For storing begonia bulbs, I wait until the foliage has died back after the first frost. Then I carefully dig up the tubers, let them dry out for a few days, and store them in a cool, dark place in peat moss or sawdust. Do rabbits eat begonia? Rabbits haven't been an issue with my begonias. They seem to leave them alone, much like the deer, which is great because I have enough trouble with them eating other parts of my garden. Does begonia attract bees? Bees don't seem to be particularly attracted to my begonias. I've noticed that they prefer other flowering plants in my garden, so I don't rely on begonias to bring in pollinators. How to make a begonia bloom. To make my begonias bloom, I ensure they get enough light, but not too much direct sunlight, and I use a balanced fertilizer every couple of weeks during the growing season. Keeping them well watered but not soggy also helps a lot. How to overwinter begonia tubers. Overwintering begonia tubers involves digging them up before the first frost, letting them dry, and storing them in a cool, dry place. I've found this method works well to keep them safe until spring. Caring for your begonia. While begonias are relatively easy to care for, they do have some specific needs. They thrive in bright, indirect light and prefer well-draining soil. Overwatering is a common mistake, so it's important to allow the soil to dry out slightly between waterings. A lifelong passion. My fascination with begonias continues to grow with each new species I encounter. I'm constantly amazed by their resilience, their adaptability, and their sheer beauty. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, I encourage you to explore the world of begonias. You might just find yourself as captivated by them as I am.